Good morning, guys. I'm going to do another get ready with me, but I'm actually going to roll my hair in my cute little rollers this morning. I cut these little strips because my hair is very slick, so these are just paper towel strips. So I cut this. I cut it before I start, so I'll, be ready to go. I already put my moisturizer on. I wasn't even thinking about making a video. And then I was standing here and I was like, I have some things I'd like to say. And Christmas is coming up, and am I going to have time to sit down and say any of it? Probably not. So let's just talk about it right now. So I just get a little, piece like this. I still have not gotten the shampoo. It's supposed to be here tomorrow. And I'm just like, because I refuse to put my physical address, this is why it is still not here. And they warned me. It's set on there. If you want it faster, you should put your physical address. So FedEx, they're doing better. I think we have a different delivery person or something. I'll just do it like that and then wrap it like that. That's all I do. And so I'm not going to be here for 2 hours. So it's 7:30. I can leave this up till right about 9. And then hopefully it'll be curly. Sometimes even though I leave it up a long time, it's not even curly. So it just kind of depends on the day it is, I guess. My hair looks different every day. It's very bizarre. But look how shiny my hair is. It looks like it's real healthy. But, it's still got that gunk on it. I think if the shampoo doesn't help, I may not worry about it. Because, my hair is glowing. The Nizoral is expensive, but this is what it makes my hair look like. It is glowing. So it's almost $20. I think it was 17 something. So by the time you add tax, it's almost 20 for a very small bottle. But I gotta hand it to him. My hair has looked fantastic since I started using that. Anyway, the shampoo's never gonna be here, so. And I shouldn't have. Oh, what I was gonna say about, I couldn't remember. FedEx. They were delivering our stuff outside our gate. So we have a gate that's not hard to open. In fact, I'm 5'2" and I can just step over the gate. So I feel like almost anybody is taller than me. I know I have friends who are shorter than me, but generally speaking, most people are not 5'2". So I'm going to show you the Nizoral. So this is 7 ounces, but I've been using this for probably 2 months. And I use it almost every time I shampoo, and I shampoo a lot. So for $20, at least it's lasting. And like I said, the problem, it has calmed the problem down substantially. It's just not going away. She thinks it's going to, it's just on the ends, it's going to grow out. And I was like, no, it's not going to. But I think if this shampoo she gives me doesn't work either, I'm going to give it a good try, and I'll probably try it more than 1 month. If it doesn't work, I'm probably just going to move on and just use the Nizoral and not worry about it, because my head's not itching anymore, so it's okay. Sometimes my hair gets wet, but I'm wanting it to be wet right here. And I don't even want it to be wet. I want it to be damp. So if you see me adding extra water, it's because the first time it dampens the wrong part of my hair. Now I go through all this so this will stay in my hair, and also so it will curl better because my hair is so slick. I have yet another sinus infection. Who is surprised? I can't stay well for 3 weeks. It's ridiculous. I think I was sick for a week before I called them. But basically, you want to know my symptom? This was stopped up right here. I couldn't breathe. That's my whole symptom. Also, I was more tired than usual, so I think that should have clued me in. But y'all, sometimes I'm just not clued in. I don't know. When my face stopped up, I was like, well, surely it's not another sinus infection. I just got off antibiotics. But anyway, it is. It is. Whatever. So anyway, back to my hair. I just think if that shampoo doesn't work, I'm going to give it a good go. I'll probably do 3 months, and if it doesn't work, I'm just going to move on with my life and not worry about it. We got the inversion table. That's the thing where you hang upside down. It has not been put together yet, and I'm not fussing at Spencer because Spencer said this looks like a weekend project. My back is killing me. I would like it to be put together right now because I'd like to try it. I'm going to the chiropractor today. Sometimes he's very helpful, sometimes not. I don't blame it on him. I just blame it on me. I have arthritis. Clearly, I have joint pain. I have arthritis. Everything hurts today, and I'm just like, whatever. I've been taking Excedrin every single day because I have just hurt. So, and of course, all this happens on the thing with being sick. Thankfully, I didn't have to actually go into the doctor because they'll call it in for you if I was just there, so they called it in. But this week is so busy. So Mondays and Fridays I go to Dad's, right? So that's all the way in Jackson. It's a very long day. And then, because, you know, I'll try to leave by 7:30. I'm doing really well to be home by, if I get home at 5:30, that's usually miraculous. Well, yesterday, once a month, I go and clean for my good friend who also moved to Jackson. She used to live 30 minutes from me. Now she lives an hour and 15. And she pays me more, and I just continue to clean because it's only once a month. She had to move to be closer to family. I'm so parched. I don't know if this illness is making me parched, but I'm just like drinking so much. This is just water. But man, I'm thirsty. It's been going on for days. Anyway, I didn't know that was a symptom of a sinus infection. I've never noticed it till the last 2 times I was sick. It was like, I'm so thirsty. Anyway, so that made my week longer because, okay, Tuesday was my big day, my big house. Every other Tuesday I do a really big house in Memphis. So that's a long drive. Traffic is usually a nightmare. It hasn't been quite as bad. Also I had to pick up, this is crazy. I picked up 3 prescriptions at 3 different pharmacies. I use 2 different compounding pharmacies. My hormones go to the one closer to me. My nasal spray that's clearly not working. I'm spending $68, I think, on this nasal spray every month. If it was working, I wouldn't be sick all the time. So that's not working either. The other thing they gave me was the nasal rinse. That was also $50 or $60 a month. I used that for 10 years. They keep saying, you just need to use that. I'm like, I used it. I used it for a decade or maybe 13 years. It doesn't work. I mean, I'm still sick all the time. Now, maybe I was sick less, and maybe I need to try it again. It'd be easy enough to call and ask them to give it to me. But usually after I've used these one time, I just throw them away because they don't straighten out very well, and they become problematic. So, I hate to be wasteful, but I just, they just don't work. Where'd my plastic bag go? I think it's down here. They just don't work like they do when they're fresh. I just put that all back in my bag, and I put it under my cabinet. And I haven't put my makeup on, clearly. I think you can recognize my makeup's not on. So I had to get my hormones. It was time to pick them up. It was time to pick up the nasal spray. That's in Memphis. So I get it the day I go to the Memphis house, because otherwise I don't go to Memphis. We had to make a return to Ollie's, and I made Spencer go with me because I don't know if you hear news about Memphis, but it's just not very safe there. They sent the National Guard in. I have no idea if that helped or didn't help. I have zero opinion on the National Guard going there because I just do not know. I've heard some good things about it, but I don't know. So, do I think that's going to stop this crime problem in Memphis long term? No. Sending them in may help for 6 months, maybe, but it's not going to fix. Evil people are going to do what evil people do, right? It's not going to fix evil hearts. I found out yesterday, speaking of evil people, I'm getting so off course. Let me finish what I'm saying. Then I had to go to Walmart and pick up the Biaxin for the sinus. You can hear I sound terrible this morning, like really deep voice. So I've only taken, I think, 3 pills so far. So I woke up, I was still stopped up. I was just like, I felt like I was more stopped up. So 3 pharmacies on Tuesday, plus cleaning the big house, plus having to get everything ready to go yesterday, which was Wednesday, to do the Jackson house. Today I'm off. Chiropractor, lunch with Spencer, gym, errands. I think I only have to go to Aldi. Please, Lord. That's plenty. You know what I mean? Actually, that's not true. I need to go to Dollar Tree, unless I want to pay more for mandarin oranges, because I need mandarin oranges, and I think do I need pineapple? I think I might need pineapple. Okay, before I get into Christmas prep, I'll just talk about, my friend sent me this little clip, just like screenshot of these criminals. It was, okay, I'm not saying this to be a racist person at all, so don't misunderstand. I'm just describing who the people were. It was 2 white people, and they were engaged to each other, and then in the middle of the picture, there's a black man. So the 2 white people apparently conspired. I didn't get the whole story because she just sent me one picture. She didn't send me like the entire story, but I think the 2 white people were engaged, and they were conspiring to do something. I forget, I think they were robbing something. In the middle of this, they shot a deputy. And I don't remember if it was the white people that shot or one of the whites or the other. I just don't remember. Because well, I'm not even sure I knew because I think that, like I said, the story was cut off. It really doesn't matter who shot them anyway, or who shot him. My first question is, why are these people out of prison? Because the picture is, she had to explain to me because I didn't see, it said 7 years ago, but I missed that whole thing. I was like, she was like, these are my neighbors. And I was like, what? Because she lives across the highway from me. So not only are they her neighbors, they're also my neighbors, which doesn't surprise me. This county is filled with idiots, drug abusers, stupid people, and just the whole 9 yards. I feel like every county is like that, but this county seems to be particularly bad. And we're not in Shelby County, which is where Memphis is. We're out. We moved out to be safer. So these are the people we're living next to. They're right next to her. But my question, I didn't even mention this to her. Why are they out? Because they shot a deputy, even if he's alive. You know, generally, if you're shooting at police, you get in way more trouble than, you know, if they shot at me, well, they might get out that fast. But how are they already out? So armed robbery, and they shot somebody, and they're living next to my friend, and this was 7 years ago? Does that not seem odd? I don't know, but she sent me that, and I was so confused. I was like, are you talking about your neighbors now? She's like, yes, they just moved in. She said, I know people can change, but they also have dogs that will not shut up barking. Can people not hear their own dogs barking? It's driving them crazy because it's right next to them. Now, when I go outside, I do not hear them, which I find strange. I don't know if they're barking all the time. She's, and when you're living next to it, it feels like it's all the time. But when I go out, so she's, okay, I'm facing the highway right now. She's right there. There's a house here. There's a house there. There's a couple more houses. I can walk. I mean, let's say it's 5 or 6 houses down. There's an apartment building and then her house. So it might be 5 or 6 houses, the apartment building and her house. But when I get, because our property is pretty large, so when I walk down my driveway to go to her house, I've already passed all these houses. So I go out my back door, walk down the driveway, and catty corner to her house. So it's very quick. I mean, from there, it's only a few houses. You know, it's less than 6 or whatever I said. So, y'all, I don't know. The more I thought, I didn't ask her, but the more I thought about this, the more I'm thinking, why are they out? Oh, but anyway, my point was, I don't know why I never hear the dogs barking, but she says they're barking all the time. But this happened to us. Our next door neighbors, their dogs, they moved, but their dogs never shut up. Can you not hear your own dogs? And we're not even that close to these neighbors because we own a good-sized lot, and so do they. So our houses aren't like this. But we had to always have a window unit going all the time and a fan, you know, something making noise. And I was telling her, I said, you can hardly get a fan anymore that makes noise because they always, you know, advertise whisper quiet. It's like, I don't want it to be whisper quiet. I'm trying to mask a dog barking, you know, or 3 or 8. You know, our neighbors had I swear they had 8 or 9 dogs and they just wouldn't shut up. So anyway, I can definitely feel her pain on the dogs not shutting up. But, I don't know. I just don't. The thought that these people have shot somebody when they're living right next to us is just, I said to her, because they're not, I don't think we lock everything all the time. We're very locked up here. Always lock the cars. She told me she has a BMW, and she got it used, so it wasn't like thousands of dollars. But she bought a BMW years, I think she's had it for years. And she said something to me about, I don't lock my car up. And I was like, what? See, I don't think it's that safe here. Just because we keep hearing how safe it is, we lock our car. You know, if my car's not locked in the morning, it's a mistake. I just forgot. Sometimes I'm unloading and I forget. I don't even get everything out and I forget and I don't lock it. I'll go in and start eating supper or something. So anyway, that's how my week's going. I don't know. I'm not sure about living next to these criminals, and they probably do drugs, and I don't know. Everybody around here does drugs. Why should that worry me? Everybody around here, I feel like, is on drugs. One of my best friends was telling me, she actually fessed up to me. And normally I'm not friends with drug abusers, but she's just a really sweet person. She's been really good to me. She is a sitter for older people, and she's really good to the people she sits for. and she and I have become really good friends. But she told me, I think it was and I knew her then in 2018. I think she said she was on meth, and I was like, what? Because I don't even drink alcohol. I don't. I have never smoked pot. I guess you could just call me a goody two shoes. I don't do drugs. I have never. I've just never. Nobody ever. They act like everybody gets offered drugs. Nobody ever offered me drugs. I worked at Wendy's for not very long, and a guy that worked there said, "Oh, you'd be so much fun to do pot with." And I was like, "Yeah, whatever. I'm not doing pot. Like whatever." I think I was 16 at the time. I was like, "No, no, thank you." But he didn't actually offer it to me. He just said, "You'd be so fun to do pot with." So in other words, I could have gotten some, but I was like, "No, no." But meth is pretty hardcore. I said, "Well, it's so addictive. How'd you get off of it?" She said, "I just quit." It's like, what? What do you mean you just quit? I don't know. It was strange. It was very strange. So let's see. That's about it for me. So normally I do not hang out with people who would be doing drugs. But when I knew her, apparently because I think I've known her about a decade. I don't think we were probably not that close back then. It was more when she started working for, the last people she worked for was Mr. Billy and Laura had dementia. She passed away, and then she took care of Billy, and then I guess it was a couple years later, then he passed away. And he was close to my dad's age, so, what is happening? I dropped something. That's, I don't know. It's just hard to think about Mr. Billy. She's really been torn up about Billy dying. She's not getting over it well. Okay, this is going to stay like it is. I think I'm going to go fix my breakfast. You want to hang around for that? 16 minutes. We might as well. Let me unplug you. I'll show you my Christmas tree. Say goodbye to my bathroom. Okay, did somebody poop? I smell something. We thought she had already pooped. Oh, this cat. Now Jasper wants it. I'm going to show you my Christmas tree. I'm going to show you without the lights on. Is it pretty? Look at it. This is, now we didn't ever put the angel up there, so that thing's sticking up. That's for the angel. I put this. Whoa, where's my hand? That little angel ornament. I stuck that up there, but we should have just cut that off, but we didn't. Whoa. Okay, here we go. That's my real tree. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh. So Spencer, is all you saying to me? Are you watering the tree? I'm like, well, duh. Yes, I'm watering the tree. All right, here's Sunshine's little bowl. She's had her chicken broth, her bone broth, which helps keep her alive. Interestingly enough, I figured that out completely by accident. Let me let Jasper in because he's sitting here. If I don't let him in, he's going to disappear. Are you coming? Yep. The weather's nice here. It's cloudy, which I don't love, but it's 53, which, by the way, isn't 20 with a wind chill. So I'll take it. I'm going to fix my fruit that I eat. So here's my little bowl. This is so funny. My mother-in-law had Royal Dalton dishes. They're not very exciting. They have I don't know if you can see, it's a very vague pattern here. But this is almost like stoneware. It's not even like regular, it's not as thick as stoneware. But anyway, that's what I put my stuff in. Go get my little cutting board out of here. I use these little cheap plastic things from Dollar Tree. They work pretty well. I mean, they work very well, actually. And we haven't died from using it yet. I found this in the pocket of my cooler, Theragesic, and this has really been helping my back, and now not so much. It's funny, I was almost pain-free for days, and maybe even weeks, and now we're right back to it. Right back to the constant pain. Yay, go me. My knees also hurt. Usually, I invested in very expensive Hoka tennis shoes, or whatever you call them, athletic shoes. I call everything tennis shoes, but I invested in those, and my knees still hurt sometimes, so I don't know. I do not know. All right, I eat berries just about every day. I don't do frozen. So, blueberries, strawberries. I actually found some red strawberries. I can't believe it. Blackberries. And I've got a few of these left, and some of these are a little bit moldy. Or they're probably, I threw away a bunch yesterday. So the worst thing about raspberries is it's a good thing it's a tiny container, and they do not keep well. They do not keep well at all. And I get this at Aldi. It's Simply Nature. Now it's plain, so it doesn't have any sugar. You could put something in there. I just want mine to be plain because I don't want all the carbs. And berries are really good berries are lower glycemic, so supposedly they don't run your blood sugar up. Now, I'm not having blood sugar issues right now because, just brand new, I gotta get this thing off. Because when I started, I haven't been testing it, but when I started HRT, my blood sugar went down to normal, surprisingly enough. That was not my goal, but that's what happened. I mean, I didn't know that was a thing. Somebody told me if you have osteopenia, it will reverse it. Well, look, I have osteopenia. I found that out this year, which didn't surprise me at all. But, because my mom had it. It did not surprise me, but I heard that HRT could reverse it. So I'm like, go, go, go. Let's reverse. Reverse, reverse. I do not wish to have osteoporosis. Okay, so I do about like that much. It looks like I'm eating ice cream. Now let's look at the raspberries because I don't know. What else is going on? So I have to, okay, we're doing a family Christmas with Spencer's family. His dad has actually made it into town. His dad has metastatic cancer. His stepmother is, she chaps my rear end. You know what I'm saying? She just chaps my rear end. I just cannot with her. She's one of those people, I talk about these people a lot because I say I'm a professing Christian. She's a professing Christian, but let me tell you something. Her behavior is not lining up. My behavior isn't perfect. I'm not trying to say that. I'm not a perfect person, but her behavior doesn't line up at all. She's obnoxious. So I'm going to try to avoid her as much as possible. The weather's supposed to be nice, so maybe some people will be outside. It's not going to be me because I stay sick all the time. I'm going to be inside. And if everybody's outside, I think Darlene, my sister-in-law, I think she'll be inside because she's not well. So she has some sort of illness that it's fatal. I don't know how long it takes it to be fatal. I'm not really clear on it, but she's lived for several years, so I don't think it's immediately fatal, obviously. But she had a real bad infection, and I feel sure she'll be inside because she's just going to sit on the sofa. So I'll just sit on the sofa with her. She's not my favorite person for several reasons. However, for a day or a few hours, it's fine. I would rather talk to her than Spencer's stepmother. So my hope is to talk to his stepmother very little. Very, very little. Because I'm to the point, I can't stand the sight of her. Cannot stand the sight of her. So, I shouldn't be that way. I know it's Christmas, but I just can't stand it. So, we only had to bring one thing, but I just put on there I was going to bring deviled eggs because I don't mind doing those. And also, fruit salad. The fruit salad is so easy. It's the dump and go basically thing. Do I have the frozen strawberries? I'll show you what I use. You could cut up the strawberries. You wouldn't have to use frozen. I do have it right here. These are from Walmart, and I find theirs to be better than Kroger, which is interesting. I would think Kroger's would be better, but these are really good. And they've got a larger container. A lot of times you can't find it. This is easier to find. So a lot of times I would use the larger, but now it's so expensive. I think this is almost $4 for this tiny, what is this? 15.5 ounces. It's $4. Anyway, that's the way it goes, right? So I'll tell you what it is. because it's so easy. You can just dump it all together and go. And it's a crowd pleaser, I'm telling you. So it's peach pie filling. There's 2 different brands of this. This Lucky Leaf is the one I've been getting. But if you can't find this is hard to find this time of year. The peach, you can find other types, but the peach pie filling is hard. You literally pop this top and dump this into a container. Then you drain, you get your pineapple chunks, you drain those, dump them in. Drain all that off and dump it in. And then you get your mandarin oranges. I got those at Dollar Tree, so they're a little bit cheaper. So you drain that and dump it in. Another thing you can add, I quit doing it because some people just don't like bananas. And also, if you're not taking it immediately, because I'll make this ahead, if you don't take it immediately, the bananas start going yuck. You know how bananas are, they just start going yuck. Once you cut them up and put them in something. That reminds me, I'm supposed to put a banana in here. I keep forgetting. But it's these, I skipped the banana because it's just, they start turning. It's just, but anyway, the frozen strawberries and these 3 items, the peach pie filling, the pineapple chunks, and the mandarin oranges, that's all you do. That's all you do. You drain off the mandarin oranges, you drain off the pineapple. Oh, you drain, there's a lot of liquid in the strawberries. You drain the strawberries off too. It's a lot of liquid in the strawberries. So you drain everything, but the peach pie filling, you leave the liquid in there. And you stir that together. I like to do it at least the night before and give it, because it tastes better as it's mixing together. It tastes fine if you just mix it together and take it, but it really tastes good if you let it sit for, I would say, a good 24 hours. It's better. So 1 more strawberry and I'm done with this. I'm telling you, it's a crowd pleaser. It's so easy. And people are like, oh, how did you do this? It's so good. It's like canned food. That's how I did it. Canned food. Now, obviously that's full of sugar because of that peach pie filling. So if you can't have a lot of sugar, you don't want to be doing that. So I emptied out these 2. I only had one more bad raspberry. I'm going to go get my banana, then we'll wrap up. My banana is in the laundry room because it's cold in there. So that's where that is. Smells like somebody pooped, but I don't see poop, so that's just weird. So I buy tons of bananas. These happen to be organic. I usually buy organic, but you don't have to. But I try to buy them a little bit green because we eat a lot and I buy a lot, but they go bad so fast. So I put them, this time of year, I put them in the laundry room because it's freezing in there. The kitchen's just not that cold. So put this on here. I usually put about half a banana. I cut off a little bit more than that. I'm gonna go ahead and eat the whole banana, but I'm just gonna stick. Oh, it's falling. All right, so this, I'm not gonna be able to, it's gonna fall out. Anyway, this bowl is full. The bowl is full of food. You can see the bananas are on top. All right, well, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed our time together. What else? Okay, deviled eggs and that salad, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm doing a lasagna for Christmas, and Dawn said, oh, if you're doing that, let's just do Italian. And me, yes, let's do Italian. That sounds great. I'm gonna get they have garlic knots in these packages at Aldi. The package is kind of small, but there's plenty. I think usually 2 packages is enough. I may make 3 because we're supposed to have some extra people. But we're not gonna be able to all sit at the same table, which that always annoyed my mom to death. It never bothered me. I would volunteer to go, but I just don't care. One year, my nephew that we don't get along with that well, or I don't, he's okay. I mean, it's my brother's son. He's okay, but he's kind of a blowhard, like. And then I bought this with all my money, but I'm poor. And then I bought this with all my money, but I'm so poor. And it's like, they lived in a monstrosity with a huge yard back when he was still with the little boy's mom. They weren't married, but they were together. We can never figure out if they're together or separate. It's the weirdest situation. Because when he came to the funeral, he brought her, and we're like, "Are y'all together?" Or we don't understand. It's weird. But I think it's because he can't take care of Wyatt by himself, you know. And I'm not trying to be ugly. I just think that's that's the way it is. So I think he just brings her for that purpose. I don't think they were together. Who knows? But I was in another room sitting at a table with Spencer, and I said to Spencer, I'm so glad we're not in there, because I could hear him. I don't know if it was Thanksgiving or Christmas one year. I could hear him going on and on about how great he is and how poor he is. I'm so great. I'm so great. I'm so great. I'm so poor. I'm so poor. I live in a monstrosity with a giant yard. I mean, it's like, shut up. Drives a Tesla. Did I tell you that part? Drives a Tesla. I'm so poor. Drives a Tesla. Y'all, no, normal people don't want to hear how poor you are when you're, not that I want a Tesla, but when you're driving a Tesla, living in a monstrosity, and your yard is huge. Normal everyday people, they don't want to hear how poor you are, okay? They just, and in fact, I don't know that anybody, I'm not sure there's anybody on planet Earth that wants to hear how poor you are while you're driving a Tesla. Just that. Driving a Tesla, I'm so poor. Okay, well, don't buy a Tesla. If you're so poor, my car, I know I'm weird and different. My car, by the time we fixed it, total of $5,000. That car is beautiful. It drives great. I'm loving it. It hasn't broken down on me. No issue since we got everything fixed. $5,000. I mean, you could get something for $20. It'd be a lot newer, and it would be fine. Why do you need to spend so much on a Tesla and then say, oh, I don't have any money. I mean, it's just weird. It's just weird. Stop saying it. It's just weird. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent, but just, so yeah, he's not, we haven't heard from them at all. So they're not coming, so. But yeah, all that said, I don't mind being at a different table. It doesn't bother me, but it just drove my mom nuts. It's probably going to drive my dad nuts. Who cares? I'll go sit by myself. I literally do not care. It does not bother me at all. Not at all. So anyway, I will talk to you guys later. If I don't come back on, because I may just not have time next week, but Merry Christmas. If I'm not here and I don't have time, you'll understand. Back pain, preparing food, more back pain, working. I gotta work Monday, Tuesday, I'm off Wednesday, and then Thursday's Christmas. Oh, and Wednesday night we're going out to dinner with our friends, Tony and Richard. I think Darlene's doing family Christmas at her house, but we're doing this other family Christmas, so I talked Spencer into, can we please go out with our friends? Or they're really more my friends than him, but can we please, once in our life, can we do something we want to do, or something I want to do? Darlene, she's all right, but it's a very stressful situation for me. She and her husband are hoarders. She barely gets it cleaned up. You can barely sit down. It's overstimulating for me. It's overstimulating for him. He doesn't like it either. It's too much. It's too much. And they just say whatever word, and they just use language that I don't want to hear it. So anyway, love you guys. I'll talk to you next time. Merry Christmas. Bye.